Good morning, sim fans. Welcome to my channel. Racing 393 here again on my next instalment of my sprint car series. I've been working on iRacing. I've been working the 305 Sprint fixed sprint car series, which I've been religiously playing. Normally around about perhaps about six, maybe 6 races a week, depending on my time really. iRacing is a fantastic sim. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but the way it's run online and the way that it presents itself online with the races is second to none. But I've been racing these sprint cars now since January. It's a fixed setup. They're pretty much underpowered, but more than enough to what you need racing with a group of other cars out there. Interestingly, I think at the moment, how many rounds are there? 12? Are there 12 rounds over 13 weeks? Or was it 13 rounds over 13 weeks? Maybe 12. And the track, it changes on a weekly basis, but only the best, your top 10 or top 8. I can't remember the actual figure, but you drop 2 rounds, so your 2 worst rounds. Last time I looked, which was yesterday, I was lining up 60th. Now that's out of about 700, mid 700s. So I think that's pretty good. I don't think it's quite there now though. I had a couple of bad races yesterday and one the day before, which completely killed my iRating. So, and that was on a track which is it Lima Land? Yeah, no, is it Lima Land or? Oh, I can't remember now. One of them, it's only a quarter-mile oval, literally. So it's like a UK stock car track size, very wide bend and things. But trying to race clean around there, you've really got to compromise your start a little bit. But we're back onto today, back onto Volusia Speedway. A nice, fast, kind of D-shaped oval. It's run pretty much flat out. To get the best out of these cars, you don't really want to be dropping the revs too much, but you kind of you let the revs reduce and catch up with the wheel spin of the car to get the grip out the corners. Incidentally, you'll notice that these pictures I've put up here, the first one's of a real sprint car. For the best of my knowledge, it's a 305 sprint car, and the second picture you'll see, which is very neat, I think, is an actual quarter-scale radar-controlled sprint car of the same car in real life. I mean, I think that's pretty neat. I mean, I would love one of these. I think these are IC powered as well, so I'm not saying you could better use it anywhere. What an awesome car! It looks absolutely amazing. I did actually years and years ago. I did inquire about these from the States as a company back. I'm going back years now, probably the mid 80s, no, late 80s. As a company in New York, which I sent off information. You know, it's just before. Say before I was probably aware of. Well, was the internet must have been around because I must have found it somehow. But I sent them some information that I was interested, and they sent me over some quality pictures of RC sprint cars then, and close-up pictures of the models that they do. So I thought that was pretty neat and tidy. So we're going to go on to this race now. It's a 20-lap race. Oh, before I start, I sort of mentioned I was 60th. It may have dropped, to be honest now, but I'm around the top 100. The top Brit as well. So I know a lot of people watch this, and it's from all over the world, even. If you are in the UK, I mean, and you've got a reasonable PC, you don't have to do this in VR, obviously, but it's probably worth you having a look at this. I mean, it's a bit of a controversial subject, the way that iRacing do their business model. I can see the points from people make. about you don't actually own anything, but you pay them a lot of money to use what you don't own. As such, you can't come away from this and play offline on the bits and use the content that you've purchased. Although they are working on AI, I'm not sure how that would work. Maybe if you have purchased your items, you can go away and race offline with some AI. Though, I mean, the AI has to be done in such a way that it's a very complex programming structure. So, yeah, I mean, but going back to it, I mean, if you want to have a go at what is essentially the best online race simulator there is, a lot of people say it's overrated. Well, what is overrated? What do you mean overrated? I'm just looking at it from the ballpark figure of racing online in a sprint car, and the way it does that is immensely enjoyable. And it has to be taken seriously. One is you're spending a lot of money on this each year, and two, it does replicate each discipline that you choose. I mean, sprint cars isn't the only thing. Very, very well. Anyway, enough of my chit chat. I will let you now to watch the race. It's 20 laps. It's a little bit of practice beforehand, which I'll sort of, you know, cut down a bit of qualification, and I'll leave you to come to your own views of what you think. So enjoy the video.
Exit looks clear.
Welcome, sim fans. Welcome to Volusia Speedway. In a 305 sprint car. Continuing my quest of the series in 2019. Not doing too bad, actually. And it's a 20-lap race. You may as well do a bit of a practice here.
The leader has just done a 16.0.
Not sure if I can hit. I don't want to hit him unnecessarily.
There's traffic behind. Has just done a 16.1. The leader has just done 16.0. 45. 7. The leader has just done a 15.7. 15.89. That lap was a 15.7. That's a new fastest lap for Barrier, 15.6.
95.815. So we did a 15.7. It's not too bad. 705. There's a few 5s and 6s there, so that's probably why that is. Just going to look at the screen a minute. I need to wipe my VR. A bit of qualifying. Had to wipe my VR headset because it fogs up sometimes. 2 laps.
The pit exit's clear. Okay, Dean, we've got 2 laps to set a decent time.
Green flag, green flag. Here comes the third time lap. all laps. 96.1.
89. That was 15.8. Seventh position. That last lap was 15.6.
He knows. So I did a 15.6 and I'm only 7th. So the strength of the field must be pretty high. Yeah, very close. It's only a 10th, isn't it? Most of these are going to be Aussies doing the race today.
That's the end of the session, P7.
And you can see there that's mega close. So we've got 20 laps. I'm trying to look down the names there. I can't recognise any of the names that are on the top of the list, on the top of the points. So we're going to grid, get the car started.
Line up on the inside. Pit road's closed.
Limited amount of talking, I'm afraid. It does take a lot of concentration.
Good luck, everyone.
20 laps. Make them count. The track temp is 30 Celsius.
Good luck, fellas. Have a good race.
It's always nerve-wracking, this bit. This is probably the time when I'm going to be talking the most, this first lap, to be honest. These cars are quite sluggish away, so you've got to time the green flag, but you've also got to be mindful for the other cars that might not go as quick as what you might, or they get a better start. It's always very dodgy. These cars are very underpowered and only really work
1 lap to green, get ready.
flat out. But there's a combination of wheel spin and grip which you're trying to sort of achieve. So if I'm breathing heavily, it's because it clears my goggles, the headset, through my nose and out through my mouth. Right, here we go. Wish me luck. 20 laps.
Getting ready, going green. Big car is in.
Go, go, go.
Green.
High. Easy, hold your line. Clear high. Outside, go clear high. Arm high. Clear outside.
9.029. Clear outside.
Car low.
92.
Clear on the inside.
P10. The leader has just done a 15.9. The car ahead has just done a 16.0. The leader's just done a 15.7. That's your fastest lap.
94.
Your lap time was at 16.1. Good lap. That's your quickest today.
Car inside.
Clear inside.
That lap was at 15.9. That's your quickest lap in this session. 10th position.
94.56.
The guy behind has just done a 15.9.
96.137.
Inside.
Low car down low.
Clear.
Car inside. 95.0.
P9, that was a 16.0. Alright, Dean, halfway home, fuel's good.
Lap to go.
That lap time was 15.9.
Go low.
P8, your lap time was 16.0. You're pulling away. The gap behind is now 0.7.
95.39.
That lap time was 16.0. You've just done a 15.8. You're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 0.9.
96.108. 5 more laps, fella.
Eighth place. You've just done a 15.9.
Thanks, Deacon.
That lap was a 16.0.
2 laps to go. 95.
2 laps left.
8. White flag, 1 more lap to go. Keep going. 94.
1 more lap to go.
Slow car up high.
Clearly can't pass anymore. I thought I was too good. That's my fault. I'll take all his money.
P8, that's the end of the race. We'll get him next time.
Dead checker flag. Great job, driver.
There we go. So that was 20 laps, P8, a 15.8. That was intense. I'm just trying to sort of get myself away from the rest of the cars so when I stop I don't hit anything. I enjoyed that. Let me just stop there. No contact, which is good. That was 20 laps. There's a start. We kept a tight line. You just got to be disciplined and not worry about losing places at the beginning of these races. This guy got past me then. I was stuck behind him for a while. So I found myself having to work the high line. actually been to Volusia Speedway for real. It's an amazing track. So we're starting to put him under a bit of pressure now. You can see the cars in front are kind of holding him up as well. You have to totally rely on the spotter, only because I don't use mirrors, because it can affect the frames per second quite a lot in VR. So there we go, on the outside. So we've pinned him down a little bit now. And around we go. Nice clean move. And on to chase the next place. There we go, so that was a crash. I did the old NASCAR analogy. Aim for where the car was, and it won't be there when you get there, in theory. So the leaders are all bunched up, as you can see round the left over there. Look, I can't move my headset too much because the replay's panning for me, and if I start panning myself, it can be very jerky. So we are catching them slowly. Leaders are still battling, and there just wasn't enough laps, and everyone's on a reasonably, the pace is very much the same. And there we go. So there we have it. Volusia Speedway, 20 laps. I'm not sure whether the it won't show my results there anyway. So yeah, 20 laps. Was it 8th place? Was it or something? So I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye for now.